You come in here again. In fact, if you come anywhere near the city preying on innocent people, we will find you and we will eat both your arms and then your legs, and then we will eat your face right off your head. Do you understand? Yes, then you will be this armless, legless, faceless thing, won't you? Rolling down the street like a turd in the wind. Do you feel me?
What the hell are you?
We are Venom. On second thought.
What's up, guys? Rosy 15 here, and I'm going to be reviewing a movie on my channel. I'm going to be reviewing, well, that was me doing the intro, by the way. I decided to do my shitty impression of the Venom voice, and leave in the comments how bad it was, because I know it wasn't good. Alright, guys, what's up? Rosy 15 here. I'm going to review the movie Venom, the Marvel movie that's been really controversial this year. There's people that say that this movie is amazing, and then there's people who say this movie was not amazing. There have been people who are on the fence saying this movie is a very underrated Marvel movie, or people saying this movie was garbage. What are my honest thoughts on this? I know this movie has like a 28-9% Rotten Tomatoes, but like the audience score is like around like 80-something%. Like, so critics and audiences are divided. So my thoughts on this movie, guys, I thought it was good, but it's got problems. In fact, it's got a lot of problems, but we'll get to them right now. Let me talk about the positives, and then I'll go to the negatives, and then I'll give my final verdict. The biggest positive of this movie, obviously what's in the title, Venom. Tom Hardy, guys, for those who don't know, I love this actor, okay? I've been a big fan of this actor in a lot of movies. I like him in movies like The Dark Knight Rises. I like him in the movie The Revenant. I like him in Mad Max Fury Road. I like him. He's a great actor. He's a great actor, and here he's playing another superhero character, just like in The Dark Knight Rises, he was Bane. And how does he do as Venom? Pretty good, actually. In fact, he plays Eddie Brock as a kind of down-to-earth, very relatable, young man who's just trying to be, maintain a stable job and have a nice, fiance and just have a nice life, But then he stumbles upon the fact that on one of his job meetings with a person that works at a pharmaceutical company, he realizes that the man is actually conducting some mad scientists experiments on human subjects with this symbiote that basically turns the people into these it makes a host. These parasites. Sorry, don't call him Venom parasite. He hates that. These symbiotes latch on to certain types of people that have these requirements that the symbiotes want, and if they find a good host, they end up becoming this really strong superhero in a way, or a villain, depending on what the symbiote wants to do, because it's all in the person's head of how they control the symbiote. Guys, this movie was a lot of fun. I'm just explaining that's just the general story of the movie. Guys, this movie was really fun, but it's a mess. It's a big mess. It's as messy as the symbiote. Let that be a metaphor for the movie. Alright, so positives, again, like I said, sorry, I got sidetracked there. I was talking about the story. I was talking about positives. So positives, Tom Hardy's performance, really good. Great actor. Venom, he also does the voice of Venom in the movie. Great. The design of Venom, amazing. I love the look of Venom in this movie. This is probably one of the best looking Venoms that we had in a movie. I mean, I have seen the movie Spider-Man 3, and you know what? I kind of like that Venom, and I know that's another Venom people have been very controversial about, saying, that Venom's garbage, dude. He's real skinny, and the actor that plays him, I think it was like Topher Grace, I think that was his name. That guy from that 70s show. I don't know. Anyways, that Venom, everybody hated him. Everyone was like, he's garbage. He was fine. He did okay. I get it. The size of him wasn't the size of the comic book. But then again, the Green Goblin in the first Spider-Man wasn't actually a goblin. He was just a guy in a costume. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm talking about the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, which I love those, by the way. Those are great movies. So the movie Venom, guys, the biggest positives, Venom's funny in the movie. He's creepy, but he's also really funny. He's entertaining. He's a lot of fun to be around, and he's got a lot of good jokes. Venom's awesome. Another positive. I like the action. The action's pretty well done. It's well filmed, and it's very intense. It's fun. My favorite scene is the motorcycle chase. By the way, there's going to be spoilers. Forgot to mention. This video, it's not going to be spoiler free. It's going to be very heavily spoilers. So you've been warned. If you haven't seen Venom, I'm warning you right now. There's going to be a lot of spoilers in this. I'm going to go full on, give you my, everything but the kitchen sink review of this movie. The biggest positive I can say is that the Venom, the action scenes, and the movie looks nice. Again, I like the movie looks really nice, especially if you're watching this on a Blu-ray or 4K. It looks really beautiful. Is that all my positives? Yeah. The movie's fun. Like I said, it has a lot of fun. But let's talk about the problems. The story. The story is a big rushed mess. The story. Where do I begin? First of all, we don't really get into the backstory of the symbiote. Okay, you hear about Venom and Riot, all these symbiotes and their backstory. Well, I say that in quotes because all we get is the scene of like Venom going like,
"Back on my planet, I am a loser like you."
you know, Venom says things like that to Eddie. Like Eddie's supposed to, Venom, sorry, is supposed to relate to Eddie as he's also seen as like a loser on his planet, and the same thing with Eddie. Eddie's seen as a loser because he loses his job in the movie. Because when he interviewed the main villain of the movie that works for the pharmaceutical enterprise, he gets PO'd at Eddie Brock for reporting these allegations towards him about how his foundation was built upon dead bodies and researching on people, and that he gets so mad that he makes Eddie Brock lose his job, and now Eddie Brock loses his wife. And he's pissed. Eddie Brock becomes a loser. So that's why Venom's like,
I can relate. I'm a loser too.
but the thing is, we don't actually see Venom being a loser. Like, we can't really relate to Venom being a loser because all the shit Venom does in the movie is awesome. So if he's a loser, how? Venom does a lot of cool stuff. He saves Eddie Brock's life. I mean, the only flaw with Venom is that he doesn't like high frequency sounds. If you guys know about the character Venom in the comic books, Venom hates loud frequency noises that actually pisses him off to the point where the symbiote will come off the host. So I like that little detail. But other than that, how is he a loser? That was my big issue with that Venom's character. Like I said, the story, it's all over the place. It feels rushed in some pieces. There will be some scenes that will end. The biggest problem I have is the first part of the movie. Like, the first 15 minutes of this movie is a mess. Okay, we have a scene where the spaceship is having the symbiotes delivered, and it crashes. And when it crashes, it gets loose. It latches onto one of the, I think it was a female police officer, and it infects her. And then we don't really get to see the Venom that latches on. It's not Venom, it's actually another one. It's the Riot symbiote that latches on to a police officer in the intro of the movie. First it's on a dead guy, and on a dead astronaut, and then it latches onto a police officer, and then it latches onto other things. It latches onto an old lady, and then a little girl, but we don't actually see the scenes of it latching on for that long. We don't actually see the symbiote linger on to these characters for a while, so it comes off very rushed. It feels very rushed, and then until the Riot symbiote finally latches onto the main villain of the movie, it feels very rushed, and I didn't like that. I felt Riot doing that was just not good writing and just felt really rushed. Venom's relationship with his wife, again, the whole movie feels very rushed. It feels like it's like a Black Friday sale. It's like, go to this scene, go to this scene, go to this scene, go to this scene. And don't get me wrong, the movie's entertaining. It's not boring. But the problem is, if you're looking for a very investive story, a deep narrative story, you're not getting that with this movie. This movie is just pure popcorn fun. And again, I want to be positive and say that this movie is fun. I had a lot of fun. I laughed at it. But the movie as a story is rushed. It's messy. The villain is lame. He's very generic. There's a big plot hole in the movie where Eddie Brock, one of the workers, or the main villain, like one of his scientists, basically helps Eddie out by bringing him inside the pharmaceutical enterprise's building, and Eddie gets told not to touch anything. He accidentally opens a cell because he recognizes one of the people inside the cell. It's actually a homeless lady that he's nice to in the intro of the movie. He releases the cell, and again, Eddie Brock, you're an idiot. Clearly the lady said don't touch anything. First thing he does, he grabs a fire extinguisher and starts breaking the door. I'm like, dude, you just been told not to mess with anything, maybe. And then the next thing you know, the homeless lady breaks out because he breaks the door. Boom, she jumps on him, latches onto Eddie, and the symbiote crawls inside. Apparently the symbiote was inside the girl, the homeless lady, and it gets inside Eddie. He becomes Venom, and now you realize that the symbiote loves Eddie because, sorry, I forgot to mention one thing, guys, so I'm going through this real quick. The symbiote kills its host if it doesn't like you. So it's been killing people, and finally Venom doesn't kill Eddie because apparently Venom likes Eddie. He feels like he's got the best body and he can relate to him. Like I said, he says he's a loser, but again, we don't see Venom being a loser. The movie, again, guys, it's all over the place. The action's fun, don't get me wrong. It's funny, it's got good action, but it's a mess. There's a scene where after the breakup, the wife, Eddie Brock's girlfriend, I'll just call her Eddie Wife's fiance. Eddie Wife, because they're not married technically, they're engaged. Eddie Wife's fiance moves in with another guy, just like that quick, moves in. And apparently, Eddie Brock's fiance's, I guess boyfriend for now, because she's not married yet to this guy, the new guy she meets. He's apparently a doctor, he's a surgeon, and he actually brings Eddie Brock in to do tests on him. It's shitty writing. That is so lame that not only is the girlfriend of Eddie finds a boyfriend like that, not only that, but he's also a doctor, a surgeon that can help Eddie out to remove the venom. That's lazy writing. That is where I'm like, no, movie, I'm going to put my disbelief. That's just lazy writing. They just wanted to say, oh, and he also knows how to take the venom off Eddie because apparently he's a doctor. Lazy writing. No. The villain's generic, like I said. In the story, there's some scenes that feel rushed. You'll be in one scene and all of a sudden, cut to this scene. And then all of a sudden, cut to this scene. It's just, why? Like, give it some time to mellow. Like, there's a good example, big spoiler here. The ending fight scene is awesome, where Venom fights Riot at the end. But, oh my god, dude. There's a scene where when Venom kills Riot, because Venom puts Riot in a rocket ship, he blows up. Venom hates fire, by the way. So Venom catches on fire, Eddie falls in an ocean. Venom literally catches on fire. We literally see him catch on fire. The next scene, I'm not kidding, I'm not bullshitting, it's nighttime. The next scene is literally Eddie saying with his girlfriend, hey, so what's up? It's, it's good to see that, you're back to your normal self, Eddie. I'm like, whoa, we just had a big action scene. Venom died and now we're in a big action scene. I mean, we were witnessing a big action scene of the villain. Now we're in literally a scene where they're just like having a coffee talk with his girlfriend. No, movie, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. And then Venom's fine. How? We saw him caught on fire. Okay, now it sounds like I'm ranting, but guys, I had fun with this movie, okay? But keep in mind, is this movie worth buying at full price? Should you Redbox it or rent it, whatever, Voodoo it, rent it or skip it? Guys, I had fun with it. I still had fun with this movie despite its big flaws with its story and its writing. I had fun with it because if it wasn't for the fun action, the funny lines from Venom, and just the amount of fun I had with the amount of fun I had with this movie, I wouldn't even recommend it. Honestly, guys, you watch it for what it is. Just have fun with the Venom character and how dumb it is. You're going to enjoy this movie. I give it, final verdict, I give it a 6 out of 10. That's me being generous. I want to give it a 5, but I'm going to give it a 6 because Venom is really funny in this movie and he got some genuine laughs out of me. And I was entertained. It was never boring. So 6 out of 10. Problem with the story. Could have had better writing. The pacing could have been fixed. Overall, great movie. I mean, good movie. Sorry, no, not great. It was good. I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is, but I don't think it's amazing like the people are saying. Everyone's saying like, no, 88%, 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. No, it's not that good. It's a 6 out of 10 for me. It's decent. It's slightly above average. Guys, rent the movie. That's my final verdict. Rent it. Venom, will they make a sequel? I would want them to make a sequel, but do it better. This was a good attempt, but make a better attempt. You can do it better. I'll be happy. For now, I think it's an okay movie. I had fun with it, but there's some real serious issues with the story. Guys, that's my review for Venom. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, comment button, subscribe button. Also, I'm going to end this video with the funniest joke in the entire movie. I love this scene. This scene got a real big laugh out of me, and including my parents that were watching the movie, they actually laughed their asses off at this scene. This is the funniest scene, and this is why I give the movie a 6 out of 10. Guys, this is going to be the funniest scene in the movie for me. Watch it. It's funny as hell. So there's this really funny scene where Eddie Brock's writing a note for advice of what to do for the guy that works there at the company. And it's really funny. He leaves the phone there and everything telling him. And the Venom actually tells him to jump out the window.
Thank you.
Just watch. It's funny, guys.
Okay. Here's your evidence. Jump.
Okay.
okay, that scene's actually pretty funny. That actually got a legit laugh out of me. I was like, that's probably the funniest scene in the movie. Because Venom loves doing crazy stuff. He loves jumping out of windows and crawling. You know, Venom, guys, Venom, he's almost like Spider-Man. He loves swinging around and crawling. So, Venom's like, to jump out the window because he loves the adrenaline of just, running up buildings and stuff. But Eddie's like, nah, son, that's scary. So he just calls him a pussy, and that's pretty funny. I like that scene. All right, but guys, again, there are funny moments in this movie. I think the good outweighs the negative, in my opinion at least. I think the good scenes outweigh the bad, but like I said, the story, guys, it's kind of a mess, and the plot is just very generic. Some stuff feels rushed, like I said. I forgot to mention one more thing before I cut the video. The She-Venom. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people drawing that on the internet. That's going to have a lot of art on the internet, I'm pretty sure. If not, I'm pretty sure there's deviant art of it already. Yeah, the scene where the symbiote gets on the girlfriend, I thought that was pretty cool, and then we never see it again, which was kind of disappointing. But alright guys, anyways, that's my review of the movie. 6 out of 10, rent it. I enjoyed it, despite its flaws. Check it out, rent it. You might like it.